The man in question is none other than John Travolta. He is famous for playing both the charming Danny from Grease and the disco king Tony in Saturday Night Fever. JN has left an indelible mark on Hollywood in recent years. Amid all the crazy rumors about his love life, John has finally decided to open up and talk about his personal life, or more specifically, his love life. Behind all of his charm and success is a life that has been on a roller coaster. From his big break as the ultimate disco king in Saturday Night Fever to the complicated love and loss of his wife Kelly, this man's life is like the main character of a tragic movie. Today we're going to read some of the unread and unseen chapters of his life and maybe learn something new. Tighten your seatbelts because we're about to go on an exciting ride with one of the most versatile and charismatic actors of all time, John Travolta. Whether you are a diehard fan or just discovering his work for the first time, his name has been known by many generations since the beginning. The media has always covered every event in his life, good or bad. As a result, controversies are a part of his life and he has to deal with them whether he wants to or not. Even with all the fame he has now, he just can't seem to get the controversies off his back. But he has finally decided to end this once and for all. The man has finally opened himself up to the public to end. People were excited about the rumors about what he had in store for us, but before we go into it, we need to get a clear picture of his past, including all of his wins and losses. When we talk about his losses, JN lost most of the important things in his life, and it was never easy for him to stand up and smile for the camera. Olivia Newton was one of those important people, and he even wrote heartfelt words about her on his. He posted a picture of her on Instagram with the words, "My dearest Olivia, you made all of our lives so much better. Your impact was incredible. I love you so much. We will see you down the road. We will all be together again. Yours from the first moment I saw you, and forever yours, Danny." John and Olivia had a special bond that won millions of hearts around the world. Their chemistry on screen in Grease made them an iconic musical duo, but behind the scenes, they became close friends that lasted a lifetime. They've been friends since the movie they were in together. This bond made Olivia's death in 2022 a very sad event for John, who saw her as a source of inspiration while she battled cancer. His strength and grace became a source of hope for many. Soon after, while he was still trying to come to terms with Olivia's death, the news came out that Kirstie Alley had died at the age of 71. This hit him even harder. It was a sad year. In May 2022, the actress was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer and died in December of that same year. She had bravely fought the battle and been an inspiration and source of hope to many. In the 1980s, John and Kirstie won over millions of fans with their funny and touching roles in Look Who's Talking. Their on-screen chemistry led to a deep friendship that lasted decades, and they became one of the most famous comedic duos in Hollywood. Their playful banter and affection were beyond the cameras as they built a lasting friendship. Kirstie Alley died suddenly in December 2022. Just a few months after John lost Olivia. John was shocked and saddened, and John shared a tribute and a picture of Kirstie on Instagram with the words, "Kirstie was one of the most special relationships I've ever had. I love you, Kirstie. I know we will see each other again." Kirstie often talked about how she felt about her illness. In an interview, she said that John was the love of her life. Their relationship gave them strength and joy, which made her death especially hard for him. Kirstie's legacy lives on through her work and the lasting effect she had on those who knew her best. Now let's go back even further in time to 1976, when John got his big break in the movie The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. It was a cultural touchstone and starred him as a young boy with an immune deficiency who had to live in a detective plastic bubble. John's performance showed the struggles and hopes of a young boy who wanted to live a normal life. It was an outstanding performance that showed how versatile he was as an actor and deepened his connections with the audience. The movie was a turning point in his career. Making John famous, one of the roles that launched his career was Tony Manero in Saturday Night Fever and Danny in the musical Grease. The movie The Boy in the Plastic Bubble is still a testament to John's early talent and lasting impact. Diana Hyland played John's mother in the same movie. John and Diana's on-screen chemistry was noticeable, adding more emotional depth to the story. Sparks flew between the 22-year-olds. Even though JN and Hyland, 40, played a mother and son in the movie The Connection, they had to be together. Their relationship went beyond the screen and turned into a passionate and romantic one, even though they were 18 years apart in age. JN often talked about how Diana became a big part of his life, giving him both professional advice and personal support. The media called it ambitious, and Diana was tragically diagnosed with breast cancer while they were filming The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, and they were only able to spend a short time together before she died in 1977, just months after the movie came out. John was by her side the whole time, which shows how close they were, and she died in his arms. Her death had a big impact on him. Now let's talk about John. John Travolta is one of Hollywood's most famous actors, but he's also a passionate aviator. He fell in love with flying at a young age because he was fascinated by aeroplanes. Jay's journey into the world of aviation began in earnest when he earned his pilot's license at the peak of his youth, at 22 years old. Since then, he's logged over 5,000 flight hours and earned multiple pilot certifications. His amazing collection of planes shows how much he loves flying. JN owns 5 personal planes, including the famous Boeing 707 named Jet Clipper Ella, which he named after his daughter Ella and late son Jet John. He is also an honorary pilot for Qantas Airways and has taken part in many aviation events. His love for flying doesn't end there. He built a house. No, a mansion right in the middle of an airport, complete with a 3,600-foot runway and his beloved Boeing 707 Gulfstream II. From Saturday Night Fever to Hairspray, John Travolta's career has been going through the roof since the day he started. It has spanned decades, genres, and box office hits. All of his hard work and dedication have made him one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, with an estimated net worth of $250 million. John has used his money to follow his passions. There's no doubt that John Travolta is one of the most famous actors of all time. His roles have left a lasting legacy, and his name is now linked to Hollywood fame. His versatility can be seen in his many roles, from the scary bad guy in Face Off to the charming hitman in Get Shorty. His hard work and talent have secured his place in Hollywood history. John is a famous actor in Hollywood, but he's also a great dancer. His dancing skills are clear in all of his famous roles. John's big break came when he played Tony Manero in Saturday Night Fever. As Tony Manero, he brought disco to life and started Disco Fever in 1977. His performance set the dance floor on fire with his smooth moves and charismatic presence. John's roles as Danny in Grease also showed off his dancing skills. Later, it came out that he had to practice for months to get these skills, and he performed for his fans with all the charm and style that JN was known for. He was inspired by soul and train and created something that went beyond just dance steps. He even embraced his role in Hairspray. The funny and touching role of dancing his way into the hearts of a new generation. His love of dancing is not just a part of his role, it's a part of who he is. JN is an amazing actor, but he owes a lot to those who helped him get there. Of his early success to the support of his family, especially his mother Helen Cecilia Burke. Helen was an actress and singer who loved the arts and instilled a love of them in all of her children. John was inspired by her from a very young age. She encouraged him to pursue acting and gave him a solid background in drama and performance. He quickly mastered all the arts, including acting, singing, and performing. He was very versatile in all the roles he played. John's big break in Saturday Night Fever and subsequent rise to fame were built on the support of his family. He was Hollywood's heartthrob, known for his charismatic roles, and had a fascinating love life off screen. Jay's love life has been a mix of good and evil, happiness and sadness. John Travolta and Kelly Preston's relationship is a Hollywood love story that got a lot of attention. Travolta met Preston on The Experts in 1987, and since then something has been going on between them. They had an undeniable chemistry that quickly turned into a romance. But we all know you can't stay in seventh heaven for too long because life comes up. Unfortunately, things got in the way of their relationship and they had to split up. But life gave them a second chance when they met again while working on different movies in 1990. This time, fireworks went off, and they decided to give their relationship another chance. This time, they became one of the most famous couples in Hollywood. Despite this, Kelly's love life was already complicated before she met John. In the late 1980s, she dated George Clooney, and the two were very involved. Clooney even gave her a pet pig named Max as a gift. After that, she was married to actor Kevin. Gage got in the way of her relationship with John. They broke up after only 2 years of marriage. Kelly also had a short-lived engagement with Charlie Sheen, who proposed with a 2-carat diamond ring. People thought that this couple was promising and that they would have a great future together, but life had other plans. Happiness seemed to have taken a U-turn from her door, but the journey took an unexpected turn when a pistol incident made the news. Story goes that Kelly was picking up a pair of trousers when a gun in the pocket went off. The bullet hit her in the arm and hit the toilet, leaving her shaken and ultimately leading to their breakup. They both agreed to sell the ring, which marked the end of their time together. Life must have hit her hard, but it was nature's way of pushing her towards the most important part of her life, marrying John Travolta. They met again during a shoot in Vancouver, where they were both single and ready to S. With each other's support, the couple chose to step up their game in 1996. When people saw the couple together, they were shocked and amazed. They were so happy that they started to share tears of joy. 24/7. The couple then had 2 children, Jet and Ella, who brought them even more joy. Their marriage was happy, and they were living their happily ever after when tragedy struck in 2009. Their oldest son, Jet, died suddenly after having a seizure while they were on vacation in the Bahamas. The age of 16, the loss was terrible and left the family heartbroken. It had a big effect on John's daughter, Ella. However, the bond between Jan and Kelly, along with other family members, remained a constant source of strength and support that helped them get through the age-breaking period. Despite all the problems in their lives, they have never hid how they felt. They have always been honest about how they felt. John Travolta is a family man and deeply rooted in his traditions. His grandfather Salvatore was an immigrant who sailed the ocean to reach the land of the American dream. He settled in New Jersey and worked as a barber. John inherited his grandfather's work ethic and determination, which he carried into his career. John often talks about how his grandfather's work ethic and determination shaped his life. He talks about his grandfather's legacy and how his grandfather shaped the Travolta family's path in America. He also talks about how he had the chance to experience thrill before looking for adventure on a safer path. Oprah Winfrey is one of John's best friends. She calls him her favorite movie star. The friendship was so cute. Oprah started the last season of her famous talk show by surprising her fans with a free trip to Australia. As we all know, the generous heartthrob raised the bar when he offered to fly everyone to their dream destination. John's love life didn't end when he broke up with Diana Hyland. In 2014, Douglas GDBA, a former pilot, told the National Enquirer that he had been sexually involved with John Travolta for 6 years before they broke up. The pilot talked about this in an interview with the newspaper. The Travolta family said the claims were ridiculous, and Dab said he had not broken any non-disclosure agreements and was telling the truth. These claims were ignored until photos of John being intimate with the person came out. This put John back in the spotlight, and photos of their physical affection made people question his sexuality. The public's close observation of JN interacting with various male and female companions led to rumors about his relationships. John responded that both. He said that he treats all of his friends and family the same, no matter what gender they are. Right after this, a picture of John getting on his private jet with an unknown man got a lot of attention. The details of what happened are still a mystery. During the height of his career, the media's intrusive lens often got in the way of his personal life. Travolta's private life was constantly in the spotlight, which made personal tragedies worse. For example, when his son Jet died in 2009, Travolta's world was turned upside down by the media frenzy that followed. The coverage was not only intrusive but also often insensitive, which made the family's grief even worse. Even though they tried to grieve in peace, the media kept following them around, putting them through a lot of emotional stress. The media keeps him and his family in the public eye all the time, which has deeply affected their privacy. In interviews, he talked about how frustrated he was that the media had always made up false claims about his private life and been insensitive about his family. He thinks that the stories are based on greed to make easy money. And John said that all the claims about his homosexual relationships were lies meant to put him in a bad light. The insensitive media's interference in Jet's death. He says that even his daughter Ella was subjected to it. The media was obsessed with her weight, and several tabloids looked at her weight and used unflattering pictures of her. He says it was rude of them to get involved in the lives of celebrities. John called it an egregious and blatant invasion of a child's privacy and harmful body shaming. It was upsetting and uncomfortable for both John and his daughter. As with John and Kirsty's relationship off-screen, their friendship was kept in the public eye. It wasn't an act. They really did share common interests and beliefs. Kirsty didn't tell John she really felt about him until much later on the Barbara Walters show. Since the beginning of their relationship, Kelly and John have been one of the most famous couples of all time. In many interviews, they've talked about how they met, which has left many people amazed and speechless. They've always looked out for each other and are always smiling and laughing together, making it look like they're happy and content with their relationship. They are truly an inspiration to those who still believe in love and love at first sight. When Jet died at age 16, it put their love to the test again. Ella was heartbroken when Jet left. They both said he was the best son and brother anyone could ask for. After that, things started to go badly. Not long after they lost Jet, their dogs were hit by a car while landing at the main airport. They had left their dogs with the airport liaison for a walk and were hit by a car on airport property. Along with condolences and a formal letter of regret, the airport expressed its sadness and regret. Just when they thought life was over and everything had been going wrong lately, unexpected happiness knocked on their door. At 47 years old, Kelly got the shocking and unexpected news that she was pregnant. 6 months of sadness and depression had. Life is fair, and they were given something they could never have imagined. Keeping a secret is impossible, especially when it's something this wonderful, they said, eager to share the news with their family and the world. The baby's birth brought the couple new hope, and in November 2010, Benjamin Travolta was born. This was the start of a new life. Of a new chapter. Benjamin's birth was a beacon of light in the darkness, reminding them that life goes on and can bring unexpected blessings. It was like their lives were filled with sunshine and rainbows again. The boys gave them a sense of purpose, and life was back on track. "He's given us a new beginning," the couple said in an interview with Hello Magazine. "We cherish Benjamin as a part of our lives. He's brought smiles and laughter back into the family." Kelly shared her story with a voice full of excitement and a face lit up with new hope. John said it had been encouraging, especially when he smiles at me and seems happy in my arms. His words carried both bittersweet joy and grief. John and Kelly shared their journey openly, emphasizing the healing power of family and love. Benjamin surely marked the rebirth of the Travolta family. His arrival was not only a personal triumph for Joe and Kelly, but it also deeply resonated with their fans all over the world. Since everything was going well, JN was back on track again, and John continued to pursue his acting career with a renewed sense of purpose and vigor. Life was good and happy again, but then tragedy struck again. The couple was dealt a huge blow when it was reported that Kelly was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2018. The news was a source of great sadness and strength for her, but she was brave and chose to fight the battle out of the public eye. After 2 years of private therapy, she passed away in 2020. He talked about the pain of losing his soulmate, highlighting their deep connection and the strength they drew from each other during their time together. John's honest talk about grief and loss touched fans all over the world and showed how vulnerable and kind he really was. The news only got out after John shared it himself on Instagram. "It is with a heavy heart that I inform you that my beautiful wife Kelly has lost her 2-year battle with breast cancer. She fought a courageous fight with the love and support of so many. My family and I will forever be grateful to her doctors and nurses at MD Anderson Cancer Center, all the medical centers that helped, and her many friends and family members who were by her side. Kelly's love and life will always be remembered. I will be taking some time to be with my children, who have lost their mother, so please forgive me if you don't hear from us for a while. All my love, JT." After Kelly's death, John found comfort in his daughter Ella and their families. Son Benjamin, John's unwavering commitment to being a loving father provided stability and comfort during a very hard time. John's dedication to his family became a pillar of strength as he navigated the complexities of mourning while still fulfilling his professional duties. Throughout his journey of loss, John was grateful for the outpouring of support from fans and coworkers, and his honest reflections on grief and healing served as an inspiration to many. After going through similar problems, John decided to stay out of the limelight and focus on his children most of the time. But that didn't stop the media from spreading rumors that he might have a new love interest. Sources close to John hinted that the actor might be open to finding love. Even though John has taken the time to grieve and focus on raising their children, there have been rumors that he may be thinking about dating again. These rumors have grown because John has been in public and talked about how grateful he is for the support he's received and how important love is in his life. Friends and family have told him to move on with his life because Kelly would have wanted the same for him. John hasn't confirmed any of these rumors. While details are still unknown, rumors say that John is looking for someone who is full of life, someone who is warm and kind. As he continues on his personal journey, many people are rooting for him to find happiness and fulfillment no matter what path he chooses. Fans can't wait to see what happens next. At the recent Academy Awards 2023, he gave a heartfelt speech. Despite all the losses he has faced in his life, John's spirit stays high and drives him to keep celebrating the little things. Throughout these experiences, John has continued to honor Kelly's memory and uphold the values they held dear as a family. John Travolta's recent years have been marked by love, adventure, and the bonds he shares with his children. His social media feed is full of happy pictures of his trips to Japan with his family and friends, where he explored the rich culture and stunning sights of the country. His trip showed how much he values travel and new experiences while making memories with his loved ones. John is now happy and content with his life, having learned to find happiness and contentment in the little things. Happiness in everything he does, so he can make lasting memories with his kids and other loved ones. Who knows what will happen in this new part of his life? No one knows who will be next in line to be his partner in crime. Stay tuned to find out more. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Don't forget to share your thoughts and turn on notifications.